but I didn't.
And the meeting will be called to order. Roll call, please.
Patel.
Here.
Herrick.
Here.
Fitzgerald. Irvin.
Here.
Peeler.
Here.
Cramblett. Here.
You stand. Prayer. Let us pray, O Lord, that we who serve your people in public office may have your blessings and guidance in our deliberations and decisions, so that what we accomplish here this evening will be just and beneficial to the people we serve. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Reading and approval of the minutes.
Thank you. Finally getting one.
I knew you was leaving. I'm not sure if you can read it or not. It's no embarrassing. I don't get you like shoots.
Anybody got a motion on the minutes yet?
Coach,
Adam?
I move that the the minutes presented for the 114 meeting be accepted with one reminder for Tammy to update the cover page to strike Jeffrey Schutz' name
Yes.
and add Patricia's.
I apologize.
No, don't worry. That's fine. Before they're seconded, under water and sewer, it says Councilwoman Fitzgerald commented that the Mingo Junction post office had extra help in December 2019. So some residents did not receive their water statements in December. That kind of doesn't make sense.
Maybe temporary help. Somebody had temporary help once, but I don't think it was Mingo. I think it was Pittsburgh. Had temporary help.
That was
Which-
Pittsburgh, and everything comes through Pittsburgh, and they put some
Yeah.
stuff in the wrong bins and gets shipped all over the country.
I'll second them.
Roll call?
Herrick.
Yes?
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Irvin.
Abstain to the absence.
Peeler.
Yes.
Cramblett.
Yes.
Patel.
Yes.
We still do not have minutes from the reorganization meeting either. It was held on January 3rd. I think the mayor was taking those minutes. I'm assuming that he's gonna
Okay.
give us minutes.
All right, do we have any communications or anything? No?
Yes, I have a letter from Martin Sahovich, dated January 28th, 2020. It's to Mayor Fithin and Village Council, Village of Mingo Junction. And also emergency services support to neighboring communities. Honorable Mayor and Council, the citizens of Mingo have long appreciated and supported their fire, police, and emergency services. We recently passed a levy providing much-needed tax dollars to re-equip and strengthen our commitment to providing these community-funded services. Last week in the local news, it was reported that our neighbor Steubenville relies on a private agency for ambulance services and does not financially support ambulance and perhaps other emergency services. The extent of their weaknesses was unclear from the news reports, but it was clear that their city council won't fund or provide aid. It has come to my attention that on occasion, Mingo Emergency Services have responded to calls in the south end of Steubenville and perhaps other areas. As a Mingo taxpayer, I resent the use of our emergency services department to support a neighboring community that does not share the same commitment to its citizens. Further, given the poor demographics in Steubenville, particularly the south end, Mingo is at serious risk to receive no compensation for providing these services and leaving Mingo taxpayers holding an empty reimbursement bag. I am requesting that the village cease responding to emergency services calls in Steubenville. Further, I am requesting a review of the frequency, cost versus return of providing aid to neighboring communities under mutual aid agreements. If we are getting the short end of the stick, then perhaps it is time to make some changes. Respectfully submitted, Martin Sahovich, 704 St. Clair Street.
Do you want me to respond any further, or
Huh?
do you want me to clarify any further?
Jack, you have anything to say about that?
No, not really.
Nothing?
I've been fighting that the whole time. We know this is going on with that. Take care of what we got here.
So why do we?
Can't tell you. Marty, I can't tell you, but
No, I'm not criticizing. My point is that it's only going to get worse. And you and I know that increasingly people do not either have medical coverage or whatever. So we respond. I know I have had a conversation briefly with Captain Wright, and he had mentioned that. I'm not saying I don't know what the frequency is or whatever, but I would say for council, I would kind of take a look at it because, again, this community suffered through major issues, cut its budgets, squeeze things, but people volunteer so much of their time, and we pass a levy, which I think pretty much everybody in this room is paying taxes for. So the question is, my concern is, are we are we getting called, or are we getting compensated, or do we need to make some changes, or at least be aware of what is happening, outside of our.
Jack, do we have any mutual aid with them?
we have mutual aid with Stoneville, we have mutual aid with
Wells.
Gillendale, Brent. I don't know about ambulance service. I don't know. It being private, I don't know. I'd have to. It used to be, but I think they dropped it. Yeah, we're probably answering too many calls up there as it is. And we're probably getting the short end of it.
I'm basically asking for.
Well, we have an EMS board. I think we should have the EMS board really sit down and look at this thing. Call the chief in. Who's on the EMS board?
I don't recall there being a.
Safety. Just maybe
Safety
board.
committee?
No.
No. I don't know.
There's an EMS board.
Is it really?
I don't
Yes, there
recall.
is.
I thought there was still.
There was, they met, was it last year, year before
Yeah,
last?
usually-
To discuss rates and stuff.
Yeah, usually the EMS board is basically met to do two things: give the write-off for unpaid bills and to establish rates, recommend rates.
It's not on here. I want to say there's two councilmen, a private citizen, you and the
Jack.
other, Jax.
I think it's Jack, yeah, I think it's the other.
And you're on it, right?
I'm on it.
Private citizen,
Yeah, there's private citizen.
2 firemen or one?
I don't know that there's any firemen on the board.
Okay. No. So I certainly let that on here. There is the EMS board though. Maybe we should,
It's in here somewhere, Jack. When it was established.
Okay, well, we'll take a look into that, Marge. Okay.
There you go.
Good, you got anything?
One sec.
No?
I got a lot.
I just need a second to get through the right page.
I want to discuss the wall and the survey.
We talked about it, we'll deal with that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it sometime, I don't think it's.
Excuse me, fire chief, auditor, law director,
Right, because not everybody's.
representative council, one private citizen.
No, that's not the reason.
Wait, Bernie, what is that again? EMS board. Who's that on, fire chief?
Fire chief, auditor, solicitor, one representative council, and one private citizen. Chosen by the four people that are on the board.
Do we know who the citizen is?
Used to be Jada Persiani. I don't know who it is now.
Do we know who the councilman is?
I have no idea. I said no for a simple reason. It was conflict of interest for me because I was there.
yeah.
I don't want to be involved in that.
Understood.
If there's
So
not a
fire
council-
chief, auditor, solicitor, one councilman, and one private citizen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
The mayor's not on it, right?
all right.
Maybe we'll have Jaggers call meeting, that's all.
Yeah, we can do that.
But who does he call?
I don't know.
Or we don't know who the council or the private citizen
Well,
is.
this nominated councilman, that's all.
Jack would, or Johnny rather, right?
Yeah.
Johnny Wright would know who's on it. 'Cause I think he's got the minutes.
Or the mayor, just one of us
Or
on
the mayor
there.
wants on it, I guess.
Yeah, I like,
Changes now.
we also need to figure
Yeah,
out
New
if
Year.
there's a citizen on it or if we need to appoint a citizen.
Maybe Johnny has a copy of that somewhere.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, okay. I'll give him a call on that, see what's going on here. Anybody else in on? Fred, you got anything?
Yeah, the only thing I got to say is the guy on the lower end that's got the junkyard, you know what I'm talking about? On commercial. Right by Patty's down there, he's moving out by the ball field.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're they're hauling mud on the street again.
Talk to him.
That's gonna happen there, that's gonna happen, the same thing down the south end, same thing. I don't
Ain't
know,
doing nothing,
I could do
put an
something with
apron
their
in
road,
there.
that's all. I don't know why nobody wants to get after him,
Well, I've been after him.
but he ain't doing nothing.
Well, the thing is if he cleans it, you know,
Yeah, but you know what he does? He sweeps it with that sweeper and it makes mud, and when it dries, you got dust.
he was out the other day with the sweeper, I saw it.
I know that he's sweeping
But
it.
when he uses the water, he makes mud. You can't put water down and sweep the street, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
Chief, is there anything we can do?
To start citing the truck drivers for coming out on the road and tracking mud on the truck.
Yeah, they
I
did.
mean, is there an offense? Is that an offense? That is?
There's an offense.
We don't need to post anything like that. We don't need to
There's an
post
offense to
it.
sit there and come out and track mud on the dirt on the street. Pull a truck driver over, cite him. We're gonna force him to sit there and get his load out on pavement. We've been after him to pavement, he wouldn't pave it. Guys,
That's in the paper a bunch of times.
Yep. I went after him, I know,
I've called him at least 3 times.
I go down there first and I said, I told him, eventually we're gonna sit there and bring a cruiser and start citing the truck drivers.
I will call him again. And there's another guy I got a name of, I think he's a partner with, who's supposedly a little better, that you can work with. But you know, he could put an apron in there and stop all that. I told him that.
Yeah, he could, right.
Yeah, he could stop all that. It just keeps putting gravel in there. The gravel's not gonna cut it.
Gravel
with
with
the
wood
truck.
chips now.
Yeah. Oh, what's he got in there now?
Wood chips.
No,
As
great.
soon as the ground's soft, the way the truck buries them,
Yeah.
there we go, right back over, dealing with the same issue again.
Well, I'll friend him with you guys coming down there too. I'll call him and tell him what's going on.
I bet you if it was up by his place, it wouldn't happen that way.
Okay, all right, the mayor, he didn't leave anything today, so, Bob?
Okay. The first issue there is we're gonna try to get that, well, we're gonna get that truck, that Ford truck. We need one. And to answer your question, we never bought another truck up there.
This is gonna be a dump truck or something, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna-
not just a travel
Oh, no, no,
around
no, no,
town
no.
kind of truck. Okay,
Yeah,
that was my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, last time we purchased that truck, actually Timmy got a guy to actually give money for that truck. He actually
That was the
donated $75,000, yeah. So, okay, so we're gonna get that truck. Wish we could use more salt right now, you know, but I'm glad it's not snowing.
That's only one of us that's glad it's not snowing.
Still working on the field up there. This work should be completed the next couple of weeks, weather permitting. It's looking very good up there. I know that we're getting a lot of that water off of there. And like I said, that's another show place for us folks. If I can get that place to look good, you know, invite those, you know, get those kids down here playing on those fields again. That's, build it and they will come. You know, I'm just hoping we can get that to happen. And like I said, we're gonna have, you know, Indian Creek, the softball team's gonna be using it. We do have the survey. And no, it's not, I don't want to have to talk about it because the other person isn't here. I don't have a dog in this fight. So just understand that. I know both of the people involved here. You know, I like Adam, I like Danny. I'm not favoring anybody here, so don't think I am. I'm not favoring anybody. But I'm not going to sit in here and talk about it in council right now because I think we need to get together with Denny and sit down and say, what do you guys want to do? Because you might end up getting lawyers. This might be a big fight. You know.
I mean, there's not really much.
There's not much the council can do right at this point in time. I mean, you know, it shows where the wall is at. It shows where the steps are at. I told you before, I think that you guys are going to have to get something straightened out because it's going to cause trouble in the future, I think, just the way it's laid out for the houses up there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we legislated to fix the wall a while back, and then when we went down and conversations were had with Mr. Quinn, then the whole idea changed. The next thing you know, we ordered the survey. He got the survey. He doesn't like the survey now. You know, so it's like,
no, I never talked to him about the survey. If
there
like
was
or not.
conversations that morning.
And I will tell you right now, I'm going to take the blame for not putting the wall back up because I misheard.
No, I
Honestly,
understand.
because we was going to go do it.
Right.
I misheard. That's my fault. I'm not going to cop out of that at all. But I'm kind of glad we didn't do it at this point in time because then, you know, we were going on private property to fix something, which we can't do. If I could just fix this all and go fix your wall and he can keep his steps and everybody be happy, I'd do it tomorrow. I'd do it tomorrow. I would.
That's not even his property though, to be going steps.
I understand that now. I understand that. They'll probably have to move his steps or
They
whatever.
just had a flatbed up there yesterday, couldn't get back there, you know,
Exactly.
to get a car.
Because
There's
of that
been
landscaping.
emergency vehicles that can't get back down there, you know.
This
so
is going to be,
It's bad.
it's going to be a knockdown drag out, I think. Like I
It's a
said.
knockdown drag out, right? There's right and wrong to
How
wrong.
is it?
I mean, he's encroaching out past
Well,
the
what
line.
if tell him to move his step? Is that our responsibility to tell him to move those steps? If it's encroaching on their property?
It's not on, it's encroaching
On
on
the right of way.
the alley.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
It's
Yeah.
causing a safety
So is that us
concern
to
for
say,
residents.
you have to move that,
Well,
or
if it's encroaching on the right of way, yes.
it's on an alley, you know, and I tell you, it's very vague too, even with the alleys up there, because like I was talking to Adam, you know, we're not even sure what was designated, what was given, we don't even know. And that grassy area that goes through there, it'll probably would revert back, the way I look at it, would revert back to you guys, the peelers. So that would be your
Well, all the
piece of
deeds
property
say
there.
is- There's deeds dating back to 1850, and I know I pulled one from, I think, 1919, and has language in it that speaks to that. But again, I'm no attorney and I'm no surveyor, so
That's why I don't want to
I don't
answer.
claim to be the.
That's why I didn't want to answer your
expert of
question,
anything.
neither mine. So, solicitor, what do we do? I mean, the survey does show that, hey, half that sidewalk, if you wanted to press the issue, half the sidewalk is, you know, in that right of way or in that alleyway.
The corner of the sidewalk where the steps lead down was never like that in the first place anyway.
Are you talking about where the
They
wall's at now?
rounded it. They rounded the steps.
Okay.
Like the sidewalk that you're talking about,
Yeah.
like half the sidewalk's even in it. Well,
Who put that in? I asked Adam who put that in there, I'm not
Their
sure.
walkway beside their house is what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
talking
walkway that
about.
goes down beside their house.
If you look at the map, if you look at the survey, it cuts off half that walkway even.
yeah. Do you know where their blue little fences in their
I-
air conditioner?
Yeah, I don't. But, you know, like I said, the wall was a big issue too, and it shows 3/4 of that wall is not ours, it's yours. So, which is odd, you would think that thing would come
That's why
straight through there, and it
he
doesn't.
doesn't. He thinks there's problems with the survey for his own reasons, and I think there's problems, you know, for my own reasons. But again, you know, what can you do? I don't like the survey. I want a new one.
Yeah.
I keep ordering new ones until I get one that I like. You know, it's like you can't do that.
Well, if
you
you
know?
got that kind of money, I guess, you know.
You know.
This one cost the village $2,100
Yeah.
to get it done.
Well,
But
it wasn't our request.
I don't know who would build a wall across property lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes no sense the way
I told you.
the way it is. Yeah, it's-
I know
but,
what
hey,
folklore is and everything.
I'm not the surveyor, so I guess we have.
So
So
are
are we
we
allowed to
setting
come
up a meeting here for all parties involved to come together to resolve something? Because it's still way up in the air.
Well, I don't know if we're just gonna tell Denny, solicitor, you're gonna have to help me here. I mean,
I haven't seen, I need to look at this.
I'll show you the survey, I will show you the map. I mean, are we gonna tell Denny, hey, the sidewalk's gotta go, and this, you know, and these steps gotta go? I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go lawyer up and say, no, that's not gonna go. So I don't think we're gonna get
What lawyer you
anywhere.
get.
I wanted to get everybody together, but I don't think it's gonna help. I don't think that we're gonna get anywhere with it.
It's not on his property, there shouldn't be a problem.
I don't think that we're gonna get any agreement. To leave
The
the steps
steps are in the
there.
alley. I don't care if you get Johnny Cochran. I mean, it's the steps are in the alley. I mean, it's
I know
plain and
that.
simple. So
I know that.
There's no disputing it. There's no, you know, I don't care what attorney you get. They're in the alley. So if he so chooses, then hey,
As soon
he
as
has
you
that
can,
right.
I want an answer, so that I can be out of this. You know, this is like the
And we
Hatfields
would
and
like
the
to
boys, and I
fix whatever we gotta
don't wanna be in the
fix.
middle of
Thank
it. Huh?
you. We would like to fix whatever we gotta fix too, thank you. So the
Fix
sooner
whatever we gotta
can get
fix.
this settled, the better.
Okay,
Or the wall,
The wall.
whatever.
Okay.
okay. Okay, we continue to coal patch. The solar signs are installed. I made a call a long time ago, so I don't know if it did any good. But Jack reminded me, he says, hey, did you see those signs up there on Murdoch? They make no difference, trust me. I go out that every morning, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't make a difference. Those people are still in that right lane, coming 65 mile an hour through there. But at least we've tried.
You see the light very well.
I know.
The light is very easy to see.
That's why I
The
kept
light
telling them, I
is
said,
good.
can't you put something up that blinks or whatever else? And that's what they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually, it's there, but you know, they're not paying much attention to it, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Two new repair catch basins. We should receive the reimbursement from the sewage CI here soon. I had to fill out another paper to do it. Had a very productive water committee meeting last Tuesday. I appreciate your attendance and everybody that was there. It was very good. They gave some marching orders I'll be checking on, you know, because we're going to try to get this under control. If there's one place that I feel that I've kind of failed at, it's getting these overdue bills and everything else and getting all this stuff taken care of. We've tried and tried and tried. It just doesn't seem to work. But I got faith in my man here. Either I got faith or I got his pink slip, one or the other. I'm not sure. So I'm sure he'll get it done. He needs a thickener. I'm sure he'll go into a little more with that as far as down at the water treatment plant. And you know, we can probably declare that as an emergency. I know that we don't have a budget at this point in time. It's like $70,000 and we figured like $15,000 to put it in. We certainly do have the money to do it, so. And there's a lead time on it, probably. I'll let you explain that, Tom. And I'm gonna probably have another meeting with my water committee. Having some issues with this loan, and I'm gonna discuss it with them. And then we'll bring it back to full council.
Okay, boss, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I have a question on the catch basins, what I texted you. Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
get a
yeah,
look
okay, we
at
went up there
that?
and looked, yeah, suppose that we abandoned that road coming down by Sogan's house. Do anybody remember that little alley next to Sogan's?
Mr. Soden?
Coming down the street, coming down the road? Yeah, there's that
Coming
little.
to the road.
Yeah, coming to the road.
That just the part.
Yeah, somebody said they abandoned that, so I don't know what we can do. We're having, on massive rains, we have pretty good runoff. And it went down there and froze, and I guess, so what's his name, Smith?
Doug Smith.
Doug Smith, his car slid,
Some
so he must have parked on the ice and it slid back down. I don't know exactly what we can do with that. We could probably put some rock in there or whatever else, I don't know, just to try to stop the
Now,
runoff.
what side, if you're
If you're looking at his house
if
on the
you're
left
looking at
side,
this house,
left side, you'll see where actually there was some
well, that was like
asphalt.
that was just like an old abandoned
Yeah, I don't know.
alleyway there, 'cause that's where I grew up.
I think we abandoned
Yeah,
it.
Mrs.
I think the village abandoned it.
Yeah,
If you'll-
okay, right, that's,
Okay, now look.
that goes up to Landis's
Right,
old house.
now, it goes straight down, he lives on Frank Street, right
Right.
there. And I mean, it's just, we apparently cemented a catch
You know,
basin.
I don't know what we've done up there. What are you talking about?
I was just showing him the pictures
No,
of the
okay, not that,
ice,
not that, yeah, it's where it's coming off at,
right there.
yeah, right here.
Okay.
See, there's pavement there,
and it's coming straight down there.
See, that road was never
And it's just running right down the,
going through there. Cars never went through that.
Yeah.
so you guys can see
They said we
Mrs.
abandoned it.
Serpent's house
Yeah, I
up
don't know if
there.
we abandoned it,
And
that's before my time.
then it
so I
just
don't know.
runs right down and Doug's house is right there.
Hillside slid.
Yeah, right.
And it's just a solid sheet of ice in front of his house. We cemented over a catch basin that was down there according to
So
what
we're
Doug
still in the
said.
same boat with that. If it's still
Right,
private property.
because that road, that's never been used for a road, never.
So, I mean, we could try to put some gravel on that or whatever else to slow it down. I mean, if that's what you just want to do. I don't want to sink a whole heck of a lot of money into something that's been abandoned by our village.
That there was something very unusual.
Well, yeah, well, you get heavy rains like that, something like that's going to happen. And that's the first time it's happened to us.
But even, as long as it's,
No, there's not.
No,
When
it's been
across the
cemented.
street, yeah.
we cemented, according to what Doug says, we cemented the catch basin.
I didn't see a cemented catch basin. We'll go back and look at it again. I don't know if there's a cemented catch basin. In other words, he said we built the catch basin there.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't know if that's the case, but we'll take a look.
Okay. All right. Okay, Jody, you all done? There.
I will
Yeah.
take another look at that.
All right,
The
Wayne,
sewer
before-
drain fixed and
before I get to
properly,
you,
not
Wayne,
just filled and cemented as well.
Mr. Huggins wanted me, he couldn't make it tonight, but he wanted me to tell you people that the budget has been sent to the county, and he's hoping to get it back. I think we got a meeting, finance,
On the
on the
6th.
6th. Temporary budget has been set, and he's hoping to get the result back, so,
What's the meeting on the 6th?
meeting on the 6th, 6 o'clock.
Finance.
Yeah. And Ernie, you have anything?
No, I don't have
Okay. Wayne?
As Bob said, we had a committee meeting last Tuesday down at the plant. It went well. There was a lot of information exchanged. We posted shut-off notices to delinquent service accounts, and there's been a lot of people coming in to pay. We probably put a lot more than we have in lately. So we got a kind of a system down now. We got 6 new meters installed since the last meeting and performed routine service calls, routine compliance samples, sent to Mass Eye Labs. And this time we read the radio read meters. So my goal right now is to, any radio reads that are out there now, I don't even have to estimate them. So whenever you get a radio read, it's going to get read. The main circulation pump at the swimming pool was rebuilt and reinstalled, and it was put through a test run. Everything went well. Water department helped out with that. As reported at the last meeting, we're going to go to 24-hour plant operations, and that's going to be on February 2nd. And our guy, the guy we have on the truck, I'm confident that he'll be fine out there without Mr. Stoddard assisting him right now. But we'll lend our assistance if needed. And I talked to Timmy, and he said, if we need somebody from him, that'll be fine. We did offer some locating assistance to Norfolk Southern for a leak they have in their row yard. It's the one off of Wabash. I think tomorrow's the day that they're going to try to dig this thing up and fix it. So if we can help them out in any way locating the line. I did contact an IT person regarding getting another work terminal in the utility office for our billing program. I'm just waiting for a reply. That was one of the things we discussed in the committee meeting. So we're going to work toward that. And we're also going to concentrate on the meter books 8 and 9 for changing out to the radio read meters. That's the George's Run area. One reason is we send a report to the Jefferson County. And we also are paying to send duplicate water bills to owners of rental properties, ASAP. I did talk to Doug Butcher, who runs the governmental systems. And he said, yeah, that can easily be done. But just been swamped up in the office right now, so we haven't had a chance to talk to him, sit down and talk to him, Denise and I, a couple other people. So as soon as we get due, we will. Then I'm awaiting a proposal from Arcadis Engineers on a bidding package for the water treatment plant dehumidifier to replace the one that's there. But what they're doing is going to have to be bid. So I asked them to come up with a proposal, or they'll get all the bid specs for it, so we can advertise this thing. I'd like to get it in as soon as possible because it takes months and months, you know, a lead time of that for something like that. So it'll start getting humid again in May.
Yeah, Ron, I suggest if you're gonna do that, you might as well pass an ordinance authorizing advertising for bids. We can bring the ordinance in at the next meeting, and we'll get you a little jump on it.
What do we do about an emergency right now for that thickener? Can they
I was
pass?
talking about the humidifier.
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, the thickener, we can, yeah, you can do it as an emergency. The thing is, you still gotta have who you're buying it. If you do this emergency, you gotta know who the vendor is, what the price is. You gotta have all that to put in the ordinance.
The thickener, I got a couple prices. I'd like to have 3. The original manufacturer, I reached out to them first. I do find out we're not beholden to using the original equipment though. We can get something and it could be retrofit to the rate that's already in there. So that was good news. But so I'm trying to get prices, but they have not. I've reached out to them about 5 times in the last 2 months. They won't even answer an email now. I don't understand it, but I had another company come and look, and within 2 weeks they had a price on it. I'll get as much information as I can, and maybe the next meeting we can do that for the thickener. And Kyle's not here, obviously, at the wastewater plant.
He's right behind you.
Oh, he's here now? Oh, I didn't know. No, you were here. At the wastewater plant, he didn't have much out of the ordinary, but they did have to refine their pump run levels on the raw pump. And I just wanted to, there's been a few wet weather events lately down there, and I just want to thank them for their response to some of the issues when you get all that rain. Hopefully the EQ tank will slow things down. And that's it. Thank you.
I got a question.
Okay.
Any of the 6 new meters, village properties that you installed?
No, they're just the residential.
Someday,
Yeah.
you're gonna tell me.
Yes.
You installed one at the pool, you installed one at wastewater, water,
Yes.
here.
Okay.
Thank you.
We talked about it. They've installed close to 200 meters, which I was surprised at.
Good.
I didn't think it was that high.
How many we got left?
We should probably only have a little over 100 left down there, right?
Yeah. Then we're gonna grab some.
We're gonna grab some more. I actually thought that, we were 50, 60, 100, whatever else, and they've got 200. And that's when we decided, let's get George's run all done, because we have to actually turn that in
Okay.
earlier, and then we can just eliminate that, so that we can concentrate on Mingo, getting that done. You can ride by and get that done in a half an hour. So, thank you, Wayne, I appreciate your presence tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything for Wayne? Okay. Josette?
Yes, I'd like to first thank the council members that supported the detective division. It's going on good. Also, the hiring process for the new employee. He passed his polygraph test yesterday. He's scheduled for psych test February 2nd at 10 o'clock. 403 is back in service. Mike did a fantastic job. He's an asset to this village because Anthony Mechanics have been here for 28 years to be able to do what he did. We usually ship that out and costs a lot of money. That's all I have to report.
Go ahead.
Can we do something about them sand trucks coming north on Commercial Street?
They're still going?
I was down there this morning,
I-
5 o'clock this
I mentioned-
morning.
I saw him the other day when I was going down to
They even had a
Freeman
road,
to teach.
they even had it like cordoned off there.
5 o'clock this morning, it was 3 of them out there, all of them come up north.
They're coming north.
They're loaded.
And Yeah, and
I mean, I don't know
load.
if we could stop them.
We have to pass an ordinance, probably, no truck, traffic prohibited through the residential area.
I don't know if we can stop them.
Can we put a sign down on that pole down there with all trucks that way?
Well, I already talked to them, they already supposedly have a sign, they actually took, you know.
That would be
that-
townships, wouldn't it be, Wayne? Wouldn't that be in your area?
Well, the next
Well,
best thing, then get the scales out. Call Jefferson County, put the scales back.
Trust me, they don't run heavy, because they got the scale right there. They don't run heavy. I already thought of that. When I went back there to talk to him, I saw the scale sitting over there. You know, I threatened the guy once with the, you know, coming down there and stopping his trucks. He said, let me take care of it, and it looked like he actually took the left, you know, the left portion of that out, where he put the caution tape around it, so that they couldn't come out and go right. They couldn't make the swing. So they're still coming up here?
Oh, come right.
Because I saw them all going left when I was down there.
Coming right this morning.
Can we not put a weight limit on this street?
I don't know.
Ernie, we should be able to put a weight limit to a residential area, I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, you can put a weight limit on it.
Well, how valid, you can put a weight limit on any road like that?
The problem is you better have scales to check.
Well, I'm not worried about
I'll
that.
bring Sergeant Rath down.
I'm not worried about that. Are we sure that we can just go ahead and put a weight limit on any road like that?
Anything that's industrial traffic, I don't think there's a problem with.
Well, I mean, we'll put 80,000 pounds on it, because that's what they're allowed to run. So I mean, can we put a weight limit of 50,000 pounds on a road like that?
We have weight limit on Mr. Avenue.
But that's
Yeah, but that's not coming out of our
industrial.
business district.
That's not industrial. I don't know if you can just slap a weight limit like that on an industrial road.
There may be some procedures you have to go through as far
When I
as.
talked to the county, they said they would act like I couldn't do something like that, because we've been going round and round with this too.
Thank you.
Talking about putting weight limits, this and that. I wanted to put weight limits between there and up to the other exit, so that we still wouldn't interfere with our mill traffic. I don't want to turn up my road, you know.
Yeah. I caught them doing it. I was going down, they were coming up it, and there was a sand truck.
Do we have anything that says?
I've told them 3 times, Jack.
35 miles an
Unless I
hour.
sit there, you know, I've told them 3 times. I've gone down there twice. I even called you the one time when I was down there.
Well, when they
What
come
else
out of
can I
the
do?
sand, are they supposed to be going south all the time?
No, they don't, they can go
Are
any way they want.
I know they can, but
Well, there's nothing that says
like when
it's.
they come up to our area, they get on the highway, they have to be going down unless they turn in by,
They put
across
probably lots and
from,
go up north.
up that other one
Yeah,
north
that's
too,
what it
yeah,
is.
see?
They can go, they've gone north. I've seen them gone
Yeah,
north.
that's what I said, I followed.
They can go
them.
north either way going left too. That's the whole thing.
I mean, let me tell you what they're doing. The northbound truck that hauls sand north, they come up commercial. The one
Right,
that hauls
that's the one I
south, they go
passed.
down the other end and get on the highway.
Right.
But what they're doing is wrong, you know, everybody knows that, that's what they're doing.
Well, is it wrong? I'm not gonna say it's wrong, okay? Unless we can restrict them from that road, it's not wrong what they're doing. If we can restrict them somehow, more power to us. I'd like to do that. But I don't know if you can just slap a weight limit on a road that's industrial like that and say, you can't be on it.
See, they haul 20 tons.
According to county, I can't do it.
All right.
Well, we might hit ourselves in the face doing that.
Exactly. You know, you start doing that, then the mill traffic, okay? You gotta really watch where you go with that. So are they gonna give us a weight limit from, I understand.
All I was asking, they have him go down, Joe get out and tell them, oh,
We cited truck drivers, I mean, we get them go 35, we cite them for speed and try to get them to quit coming through, and then it's,
Okay,
they're
another
coming
thing.
through, I mean, what else can we do if they're permitted to come on the street?
Yeah, it's,
You got a 35-mile-an-hour sign.
One way and 30 the other way.
35 mile coming up on commercial, south 30 mile an hour. Doesn't make sense to me.
There's 30 there.
It's
There's
35.
no 30 mile an hour
One's
sign.
35 and one's 30 on the same road.
Same road.
That's because of the village limits.
yeah, where are the village limits? Where's it at?
It's 30.
The 35 mile an hour is on the county road,
Okay.
and our sign
Ours is
is
30.
if we pass the underpass, got 30 mile an hour. But this says 35 mile an hour heading north. Well, there ain't no signs from Patty's Diner. It says 30, nothing.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
Well, I mean, you know, all I can do is talk to that guy again, who's the head of that plant. And like I said, he was very nice. You know, I wasn't very nice, and he was very nice. And he was like, I'll take care of this for you, just give me some time. And when I went back down there and saw that he had basically, I would say rope that section off, and they can't make that swing there. So they must be coming in there and really swinging and
Way around.
then coming around. So all I can do is call him again, because I don't think that you can just say, you can't come on this road.
See, it's, on the other side of the street is residential, on my side is light industrial. And what do you do with the residential side? You put a load limit on the residential side? Or single axle?
I'm sure that road's an access to just industrial. I mean, it might be residential, there might be, houses over there, but you're not gonna have one road that's light
I think it's
industrial and
more light
residential, trust me. It'd be pretty tough.
We're gonna chase somebody else that's paying taxes, and somebody that's not paying taxes, they could care less. They don't do it.
Well, that sand place, I wish they would leave. They're not doing us, we're not getting anything
I'm
from
talking
that.
about the guy.
The guy behind me, he's okay
paying.
with that.
He's paying.
He is, he's happy about it. Okay, all right. Okay, let's, I think I got everybody as far as people have to speak. Let's go on to committees. I know the mayor said if any committee spokesperson wants to say something, they can. On top of this, the ordinances, is that still you? Or George, that's you?
I think
You're
that's
chairman?
me now, yeah.
We got a couple.
Yes, we have two resolutions before us tonight. Resolutions 2020-3 and 2020-4. First of which, Resolution 2020-3, a resolution to commend Jeff Schutz for his service to the village.
I'd like to make a motion that we don't need to suspend the rules,
No. You just
Make a motion
to adopt.
to adopt it.
Second that motion.
Jack seconded it.
You confused me when you were having the call.
Okay, Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes.
Peeler,
Yes.
Cramblett,
Yes.
Patel,
Yes.
and Herrick.
Yes.
And Resolution 2020-4, a resolution to commend Mark Law for his service to the village.
I make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2024-4. You would send that?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very
Put that in water.
Thank you.
Everybody's asking me what I'm gonna do in my retirement. I decided to write my first book.
I second
Memoirs
that
of-
motion.
Memoirs of Mingo.
Memoirs of Mingo. Who's gonna be the first chapter?
No.
Roll call.
Irvin,
Yes.
Peeler,
Yes.
Cramblett,
Yes.
Patel,
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Okay.
We will miss you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mark, thanks for everything. George, you have anything
My
else,
pleasure.
buddy?
We expect you to come by and say hi every once in a while.
No, we expect you to keep right. Everybody will throw a quarter in every meeting. That'll take care of it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, under safety, I would like to, and I know, Fred, I'm gonna need your help here. And I stopped and saw that house. That house across from you.
Yeah.
Now, and Marty, I want to bring you into this because you have some knowledge about it. That house across from Fred, you see that thing? They got roped off? Oh my God. The roof's hanging over, this is hanging over, and all. I mean, Marty, you have a little insight on that kind of stuff. Somebody said, well, why don't you go to the land bank?
You gotta look up the title.
Any funding left.
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I don't think
What
they have
happened?
No, I know we don't.
Well, I think that our police chief's got more
I'm gonna give you an
information
update on
Joe?
than anybody.
I'll give you an update on the situation. The update is they contacted the owner
There you go.
last night. He was down there with the fire department and one of the patrolmen. And the guy that owns the house was there. So from my understanding, they're gonna have Buckley tear it down, he's gonna be,
He's gonna enter a contract with them.
yeah, contractor's gonna tear it down, and then he's gonna be billed.
Oh,
Yeah, so the owner of the house is gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
oh,
As far as
okay.
getting it demoed out,
And
right?
is that, yeah, because I went by it and I stopped today. that thing tumbles, somebody's gonna get it. Some car or something's gonna get it. That thing is really bad.
Well, they're thinking it might, if it hits the east, if it tumbles over on the east side, it's gonna hit the wires, the fiber optic cable they got running down through there, the telephone lines, cable and all that stuff. It'll hit it.
All right, I would just want to make that point, and then,
So Wednesday's supposed to be down, it's supposed to be going. That's
all
what-
right, I'll be checking on it then. Okay, I just wanted to make sure about that. Any other committee want to bring up anything? Jack?
Recreation.
Recreation, okay.
Yeah, I'd like to publicly thank Mike Boca, who went to the park, spent probably a week and a half up there trimming all the trees. All the trees in the park are all trimmed with chainsaw. He hauled them all down over the hill there and piled them up, and then Timmy took them away. Did a nice job. He lives on Western Avenue. I think it's 650 Western Avenue.
He's a
Mike Boca.
sweetheart.
You spent a week up there?
Pardon? Yeah, yep,
Did it for free?
for free this time.
That's good.
Yeah, I got a water board meeting. We had a water board meeting on the 21st, 7 o'clock at the waterworks. Myself, Satch, Adam, Bobby, and Wayne. We went over a few things, quite a few things. We want to buy 3 to 5 new meters, 3 to 500 new meters that we want to buy. We talked about that. Uncollectible bills. We went over this. In unoccupied buildings first, we got to get these unoccupied buildings off our billing. They're killing us. We're sending bills out to
People don't
God
even
knows where they're going. I have no idea where they're going because there's nobody lives there.
I have a question, like the properties that Dylan bought from the last meeting. He said that guy lives in town. Can we not like take him to small claims court for $3,000 worth of water bills?
He didn't make the bills, that's the problem, once again.
It was
The
tenants.
tenants that made the bills. And I told, like we were talking before, about putting liens. I said we have to be very, very careful how we do that. And he's gonna go talk to Dobie again probably about it, because Dobie, when I was up there talking to him, said, you know, Steuvel had to pay some, correct me if I'm wrong, had to pay some people back, didn't they, Mark? As far as putting liens on there. And it was illegal to do it. So we gotta be very, very careful how we go about that. I'd love to put liens on every one of them. Let the county go ahead and, you know, when they sell the property or it conveys, we, you know, they take their 10%, we give them some money. But that's just not the way it goes.
Yeah, we definitely need to write those off or something because they're.
Well, yeah, there's no reason for it
Yeah.
to be on our bills. I mean, I just called Joe Aquino today. And well, I sent him a text message because they're gobbling up all these properties around here. And I told him, you know, before you convey a property down here, before there's a deed exchange hands, you check with our water department down here, because I'm not turning your water on. I said, you check down here. And he said he'd do it. Because they're the big folks right now as far as realtors, you know, buying up homes. Now, you know, we're trying to force people's hands to get our money back. We're trying.
Anyhow, we talked about rental property, and there's a state ordinance, 933-01, and it's a procedure to sign up at the waterworks. The landlords, the actual people that rent the property, there's a whole list of it on there that have to sign up. I think it's a must. We must do this, and the sooner the better. We also talked about putting another portal, another computer in that office up there. You're getting buried. One person cannot do all this work up there. So we have some other people running around here, so put another portal in there with another computer, and everything behind doors now, screen doors and wires and everything else. So, and I don't know if Sophie's ever coming back or not, but we needed to put another portal in there to help out on paydays when we send bills out. She's getting swamped, getting killed up there. And you know, they're arguing and hollering at her and everything else. You know. If we have to, we're going to talk about maybe having one of the police officers there, or a deputy sheriff there, or somebody during them certain days. Like I said, we talked about the meters. We talked about a high service pump we rebuilt. It's going to cost us like $6,600 for having it rebuilt, put on the shelf for emergency purposes. A reservoir booster pump, refurb to settle itself again, it's $20,000, right?
Yeah.
We need a new sludge transfer pump, another $12,000. Wow. We need a new belt for the press, the feed press, $6,500. I'm gonna pass that one thing up, Wayne. The dehumidifier. We talked about that, and it's, how much you say? 8,500?
The one thing I got,
These humidifiers.
90,000 for a dehumidifier.
Add an extra
Yeah,
zero.
90, yeah,
About
80,
85.
90,000, so forth. But that's the thing that Arcadis is working on to get the bid specs on.
And we got some problems down there. We've got some sludge buildup down there. We're gonna try to get out. The place looks pretty good though. He's done a well of a job down there. And anybody got any questions, stop down and see Wayne. He'll gladly help you.
I estimate $300,000 put into that this year coming up, and we're gonna be in really, really good shape. Really good shape, and I think we can afford to do that.
And we did talk about, you brought up about the dual billing for the landlords. We're gonna send every landlord that we know a bill, plus the tenant. And I've been telling these landlords, because we've been having problems, get a phone, here's your meter every month. You got something to fall back on. We got guys got $500 water bills.
We have a lady who got a $741 water bill. Did they go reread that?
Yeah, there's,
Was there
that's what it was.
Was there a problem? Was something like transposed or?
Yeah, I'd have to
She
see
really
which one
didn't
it was
have-
again, but we responded to everything so far.
Yeah. And then the other one was, the guy was complaining about his rental property. He didn't have anybody in there. Remember I sent you a picture of that? Did you?
She did to me or him?
I sent it to Wayne.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see what there's been so many that
We have a
I
bunch.
got a list, but.
We have a bunch.
Yeah.
And the last thing I have, we're gonna have a water board meeting next Tuesday, 7 o'clock at the waterworks.
We have it at 6.
He has a meeting.
Next Tuesday, you have a meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, it's at
Probably
6.
6:30.
It's an all meeting.
6:30 then. All right,
Should be, yeah.
Tuesday on the 4th.
Where's that gonna be at? At the waterworks. Yeah. 6:30.
Finance meeting on
Just water.
Thursday.
Finance meeting on, there's a finance
We don't
meeting.
have sewer,
6th,
water,
finance
sewer, water.
meeting's on 6th.
Yeah, the thing you told me about, I remember now, actually one of my guys, I'm conversing with him, and we're gonna get those minutes put in.
Okay.
Regular.
There's water sewer committee, yeah.
Finance.
But we're not gonna be meeting with sewer.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Good finance meeting?
I knew we was trying to get rid of something.
Okay, Jack.
Can I add one more thing to Jack?
Anybody else got anything about water?
Yeah.
Okay, any other committee have anything? George?
Oh, wait.
Wayne's on you.
That's it. I just, another thing I brought up to them about was having a meeting with landlords. If you guys are okay with it, I don't know if you really have to be here, but I'd like to meet with landlords. Have to advertise or something, get in the paper.
Need to make sure they're all registered while they're down here.
They're all gonna show up. Yeah, I don't know how many would show up. I talked to a couple and they said, yeah, they'd be interested.
You might have 2 meetings, one during the day and one in the evening.
Yeah.
And we talked about that too.
Yeah. So I want to go ahead and maybe reach out for the news media. I mean, is that something you guys would do? Like call the
It's not a necessary advertising because council's not gonna be there, they're the public authority.
Unless they
But
want.
if you want people to know, then
Call you, or call the press.
I'll give an address that you guys all have. It's just newsroom9@girlsdarline.com.
You mean I can throw your number away?
I still got it.
I still got it. Okay. All right, any other, okay, George, go ahead with your committee.
We met, Economic Development Committee met directly before this Central Council meeting discussing primarily opportunity zones. As you may know, Tuesday before last, I spent most of the day down in Marietta. There was an Opportunity Appalachia State Outreach meeting down at Marietta, sponsored well, in part by the Buckeye Hills Regional Council, which is like their version of Omega. Now, it was primarily about that which I mentioned back in, I believe it was November, if memory serves me correct, in that there's a group, Appalachian Community Capital, whose president and CEO is Donna Graham-Brell. Their organization, I should say, has been named by Forbes as one of the top 20 of Opportunity Zone influencer-type people, organizations throughout the country. And they received a grant, one of the power grants. And with this grant, they're looking at 15 Opportunity Zones to select in southeastern Ohio, West Virginia, and I believe just like the tip and the edge of Virginia, all throughout Appalachia. 15, like 5, 5, and 5, to which they want to give grant money between about $30,000 and $75,000 each to particular communities to help in formulating prospectus, to generate interest, and to attract outside investment. And through this, I can go over for days about the type of information about Opportunity Zones. Contact me. I'm still building information, a lot of information to grasp, but they're looking for parts of zones or projects that either are like single owner or have owners already ready to move. And they're looking at a short timeline. The grant closes submission of application on March 2nd, notification by April 2nd, whether you got it or not, with a little bit of a match. But they'll provide resources during prospectus, resources to generating a qualified opportunity fund through which you can funnel money to get the incentives opportunity zone, which is in which if you have an opportunity fund, you invest money into it, business developers, so on and so forth, and you keep that money in there for 10 years or longer, any capital gains type thing, tax-free. So it's a big incentive for long-term investment. In addition, the state of Ohio has a 10% income tax deduction on qualified opportunity funds. In addition, one of the individuals at this event was also at an event at Shepherd Branch Library back in the fall for USDA. He is with a group based out of Maine called CEI Capital Management, and he's working with a fund with Woodbridge Financial, which includes Ohio. And they're looking for specifically funds, opportunities, zones type things to invest in Ohio specifically. And they have a short turnaround looking at June to spend their funds. So if you have funds in there and don't put it into an opportunity fund, you lose the tax incentive. So you have to invest, and you have to invest quick, kind of a thing. Looking throughout the village, almost the entirety of the village is an opportunity zone. Inside our county is roughly almost all of Mingo, a little tiny little portion of the southern end of Steubenville, a little bit of downtown, tiny bit in the old mill property, and then down around Tiltonsville. Presently, as far as development personnel in the county, granted we have a port authority, but the staffing of that is minimal at the least to say right now. The heads overseeing this for our end would be APEG, would be Ed Lumen, as well as Omega, Jeanette Wersbicki. I think we have a good opportunity as far as a property for this grant. And I think the property, which was originally looked at as being commercial development off the commercial avenue exit, if the present overseer of such a property would be interested, that this would link up one-to-one what they're looking for.
What, WeJack?
Yeah. I really think this would work well if there's interest on that end, which looking to sell, looking to lease. I don't have much
sign up down there.
Yeah, I don't have much communication with Joey. I never really. With Scotty, I did a little bit, but toward the end, not so much.
I know pretty well.
Yeah.
What's our match on that?
Our match, I forget the exact. I have to get back to you on the exact number.
2% probably.
Might be close to like 35, 40 kind of a thing.
This is like a marketing deal, basically.
And also it brings in people to help work on that and get your name out there with it to attract additional funds from various people. But even if we don't go that route, just working with him about Opportunity Zone to attract investment, I think would be helpful, advantageous for him to know that, hey, we're a part of this. You have opportunity in this.
He won't have to invest anything, correct?
If he brings people to buy in, then not. If he wants to invest in himself and do it,
I'm just talking about the initial investment. He has no initial investment here at all.
No. He would not have to.
And you're looking at $35,000 possibly to start this ball rolling.
And then on the opportunity, Appalachia people, Appalachian Community Capital, they pitch in from the grant, 30 to 70, to help get some things together, get some eyes on some property. And
I can't believe we can't get that place something done down there. I know he needs some poles moved for sure.
Yeah.
He's just had no luck in getting them moved. at all. And he's talked to Hovland and things like that. But that, I just don't understand. That's a prime piece of property sitting there, right off the highway.
So I'd like to meet with you and the mayor to talk about this a little bit more in depth. I don't want to belabor all the points here before council and stuff like that. So I'll text you and the mayor tomorrow. See about scheduling a meeting. We can sit down, talk about some things, and see what makes sense. The big old party, right? Opportunity Zone party.
5:30.
Also, in addition, we also talked about a couple of little things to go over real quickly about the Kansas State Tab BIT tool. It's a brownfield information tool in which there's an app for it where you go down, rather than trying to look up all the parcel numbers for individual parcels and look for a grant, you just pull up one program. Every parcel you're talking about is in there. If you tag it, put it in there. You can take a picture with your phone. It goes right into the app. It goes right into the online portal. This way, if you're running a grant type thing, we can assist you kind of a thing in like Commercial Street as an example, saying, well, this property, here's the past owners, putting all that in one location, make it easier to access. So we're talking about maybe helping out and assisting in that, perhaps in the springtime. But of course, the weather's not too bad right now even, but who knows as far as how that goes. But that's the gist of it. There's more to say in depth, but I'll talk to you and the mayor directly about that. With that, I return the floor.
Okay, George. Thank you, buddy. Guess that meeting you missed was worth it. Good job. Good job, George.
Made a lot of contacts. I even walked in with John Carey, director of Government Office. I feel like that was good timing. Conversation with him to start things out was very nice.
Okay. Okay. Any other committees have anything?
No, but I do have a question.
Okay, go.
I was asked by Helena Dickey if we have any ordinance against bringing in a prefab home and
Well, it's got a foundation.
putting it together.
And we
Has
already
to have
talked,
a
I've been
foundation?
dealing with somebody up there already with that. Yeah, you have to have a foundation.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you have to have
Or
a
I'd ask.
foundation.
Okay.
Foundation or basement?
A foundation, I don't think they have to have a basement, they have to have a foundation. Yeah, I don't think you have to have a basement.
Foundation.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you just need a foundation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you don't have to have a basement. As far as I know, you don't have to have a basement, you have to have a foundation.
Okay. Got a motion for adjournment?
I got a question. I have a question. I'd like to know the disposition of the
Now,
resolution.
one thing I gotta say.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're gonna talk.
I'll keep them away.
Please come up to the front because, I've learned this from my students. When I hear, and they're in the back of the room, what'd you say? Okay, now, go ahead, buddy.
I would like to know, I got thrown out for a break in my voice last time.
Well, you'll get more than that if you raise it this
I would just
time.
like to know the disposition on the resolution for Bruce Snyder. Is it done? What's the
I
next
thought,
move?
I just asked somebody,
Where's
remember at the
it
beginning?
going?
It has its last meeting now.
George
George has
has
to
to
sign
sign
it.
it.
Oh, where is
George
it?
has to sign it.
There it is.
There it is right there.
Oh,
And while we're talking about that, we all had an email
that's
in
cool.
our village email address from the people from Cross Ridge landfill wanting a copy of this, and I told him that we still needed a signature, but
I have to
he can't
abstain.
sign it. He has
I
to
can't sign
abstain
that.
because he's on the
John Green, or the
He's on
Yeah.
the JB Green
Yeah.
team, so he really can't sign it. So I went ahead and made a copy of this, and I'm going to scan it probably on Friday and email it to him.
Is there any more copies signed over here?
I think that one's good.
Let's see.
Yeah, I
This
kind of
one's
wish when we
missing
do
a
those,
signature.
we'd all
This is
sign them while we're in
Sophie's.
session.
There was one for Sophie?
Yeah, that's yours.
Just him all of me. I'm probably the one that's missing. I missed that meeting.
Well, you can't, as soon as it's, because it's past this, get the right name tomorrow, so you should have to start.
Indian Creek football team, outstanding successful season. Herrick Bertel,
Okay, you can give that one to.
Jeff, me, Adam.
Bob said he was gonna frame it or something.
We talked about framing it.
So this one here is done, even though it's missing a signature. That's the landfill one.
So there's those.
Proclamation. That's all filled. I don't see any more originals here.
These just need the dates
The dates that they're
on
passed.
these three. Yeah, this one's got a date. These three don't have a date.
I'm pretty you get it.
No, it's not there for set dates.
you
I don't
know-
know what date it was.
Do you know what
Depends on
day
how
these
it
were? We can
Okay.
put that on. What day the landfill,
Wait, that's
Yeah.
blue.
oh,
There you go, that's black.
2019-34, do you know when that was passed? 33, 34, 32.
Yeah, just like I said, when we pass a resolution or an ordinance, why don't we just pass it right down the line?
Yeah.
And have everybody sign it before they
You're not
leave.
here, you can't.
Well, that's what happened.
I understand that, Jack. I swear to God, I do.
33
I'll sign your name
and
anytime.
34 were both on December 10th.
But it
So
just.
12,
12,
10, 19.
Casper, hey Casper.
12, 10, 19.
Yeah, for those two.
How about the Cross Creek landfill one?
Well, that was the only one that was left, was George, and he can't sign, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have a date on it. Where's it at?
What's the number?
32, 33.
1934.
Okay, that
Passed
was,
on 12, 10.
that was passed on.
All right.
12,
Well,
10,
this is
that's the one we
12,
just filled.
This, I see it's there. It's also there. Same date. All three the same date.
10, 19, okay.
Yeah.
So these are all the originals back. Feel like putting a note. Do you have a Post-it note? I was just gonna put a Post-it note that George abstained for this one, so he doesn't think that it's not signed. All right.
That's yours.
Now, Bob, you want to take one for Bruce?
Kyle, do you want to make
Yeah,
a
you
copy
got
of this?
Wayne's gonna take care of it.
All right.
Okay, anything else? Got a motion to adjourn?
Bob,
Adam?
I need to talk to you.
Got a second?
I second.
Jody Lynn seconded. Roll call?
Maybe? Yes.
Herrick?
Yes.
Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Arvid?
Yes.
Will I get a copy of that?
Yeah, when it's correct.
I got a,
Pardon?
I got a correction.